This was a crazy offseason for college football. The transfer portal went nuts, we had 15 teams change conferences, and most importantly, the college football playoff became 12 teams. Despite the playoff being 12, I think a lot of people out there still don't fully understand how it's going to work. Well, that's the purpose of today's video. I'm going to do my best to explain how the new 12-team college football playoff is going to work. Before we get to today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. Alright, so it's no longer the 4 teams in which the college football playoff committee decides on. It's much more complicated, although it's easier than what it used to be. The new 12-team college football playoff field is going to include the 5 highest ranked conference championships, which will receive automatic bids. Then the 7 highest ranked teams remaining are going to round out the 12-team format. The top 4 teams are going to receive a first round bye that will advance them straight to the quarterfinals. So clearly the Power 4 schools are going to be represented. This is how it's going to work for the group of 5. So let's say Boise State is the highest ranked conference champion from the Mountain West. UTSA is the highest ranked conference champion from the American Conference. Finally, James Madison is the highest ranked conference champion from the Sun Belt. Well, out of those 3 teams, whoever is ranked the highest, well, they're going to get that automatic bid, if that makes sense. So most likely, 11 of the 12 spots are going to be reserved for Power 4 schools, while the group of 5 is likely going to get only 1 bid. But hey, it's better than what their chances were before. The 4 highest ranked conference champions will be seeded numbers 1 through 4 and receive a first round bye. Then the seeds ranked 5 through 12 are going to play each other in the first round. The higher seeded teams are going to play host in their first round games at their home stadiums. So here's a breakdown of the first round matchups. 5 will play 12, 6 will play 11, 7 will play 10, and 8 will play 9. New Year's 6 bowl games will then be introduced in the quarterfinal round. The semifinals will be played in bowls on a rotating basis, while the national championship host site is determined through bids by different host sites. So to try and help explain things a little more, here is how the 12-team playoff would have looked last season. On the left, this is what the final top 25 playoff rankings looked like to end the regular season. However, these aren't the exact 12 teams that would have ended up playing in a playoff game. The number 12 seed would have ended up going to Liberty, as the Flames were the 6th highest ranked conference champion in the final college football playoff rankings. So they would have replaced Oklahoma, a team that finished 3rd in the Big 12, as the number 12 team. So when looking at this, your top 4 playoff teams stay the same, but instead you'd have number 5 Florida State hosting number 12 Liberty. Then you'd have number 6 Georgia hosting number 11 Ole Miss. You'd have number 7 Ohio State hosting number 10 Penn State. Finally, you'd have number 8 Oregon hosting number 9 Missouri. Then the 4 winners of those games would play the 4 playoff teams that got a first round bye. Again, it might be a little bit confusing, but that's the best way to explain it all. With the top 4 seeded teams receiving bye weeks, the winner of each team listed above would move on to face teams 1 through 4, and teams will not be reseeded. That means that the top ranked team would proceed to face the winner of the 8 versus 9 matchup, and you guys pretty much get the rest. Now personally, I think there should be a reseed. Like for example, let's say the number 12 team upsets the number 5 team, the number 12 team should definitely be playing the number 1 team. At least that's how I view it. College football playoff officials stated that the 4 quarterfinal games and 2 playoff semifinal games are going to be played in New Year's 6 bowls on a rotating basis. So for example, here's how the schedule looks in 2024. The quarterfinals for this season are going to be the Fiesta, Peach, Rose, and Sugar Bowl, while the semifinals are going to be the Cotton and the Orange Bowl. Then in 2025, the quarterfinals are going to be the Cotton, Orange, Rose, and Sugar Bowl, while the semifinals are going to be the Fiesta Bowl and the Peach Bowl. Also, here's a look at how the schedule is going to look as well. The first round is going to take place on December 20th and December 21st. Then the Fiesta Bowl, the first quarterfinal game, is going to be December 31st. Then on January 1st, you're going to have 3 quarterfinals games with the Peach, Rose, and Sugar Bowl. The Orange Bowl is going to be a semifinal game on January 9th, with the Cotton Bowl being the other semifinal game a day later on January 10th. then 10 days later is going to be the national championship. Before we get to the rest of today's video, I'd like to share with you guys how you can make the college football season more exciting and even win some money. I've partnered with Underdog Fantasy once again to bring you this amazing deal. If you download the Underdog Fantasy app and use promo code Harris, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Yep, you heard that right. They're giving you up to $1,000 of free money. You can choose your favorite players and decide whether or not they will go higher or lower than their season projections. I've made a couple already that I'll be following all season long, and you can join me as well. So to add a little extra excitement to every game and every snap and win some money, make sure to use promo code Harris for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Again, they're giving you up to $1,000 of free money. You guys can also sign up using the link in my description as well. So at the end of all of this, what does any of this mean? Well, like I mentioned earlier, nothing really changes, at least in regards to the college football playoff rankings. Now, winning your conference definitely means a lot more now than it has in years past, which I really like. The playoff committee is still going to put together their rankings, and they're probably still going to be really controversial, but I love that we're getting more teams. Now, personally, I would have preferred moving up to 8 teams, but at least we get 12. That's going to open it up for more competition, and it's going to make each game of the regular season that much more important. I mean, think about it. Before, if you lost your second game, your chances at reaching the college football playoff were completely squashed. Now, if you lose 2 games early on, you still have a chance to make it. Last season, all of the teams inside the top 12 had 2 losses, so all of their seasons were still alive. I mean, just think about how many teams are still going to have 2 losses as we enter November. They're still going to be in the college football playoff race, and I think that's a great move for college football, and it's going to make the final month that much more exciting. I mean, just imagine if there's 16 to 20 teams that have 2 losses as we enter November. Those 20 teams are still alive in the college football playoff hunt, whereas in years past, half of those teams at least, well, they're still fighting for a solid bowl game, but they're not playing for a college football playoff spot anymore. So again, I think the last couple of weeks of the college football season are going to be that much more competitive because so many more teams are going to be alive in the playoff race. So what are your thoughts on the brand new college football playoff format? Do you like that we now have 12 teams, or are you going to miss the 4-team format? What do you think would have been the perfect number of teams? Do you think it should have stayed at 4? Are you like me and thought 8 was good, or do you think 12 is the perfect number? Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they bumped the number up to 14 or 16 teams in the coming years, or if we eventually go FCS style and we make it a 24-team bracket. Now, if they did that, college football would truly be chaotic. But I'm here for it. Whatever your thoughts are on the college football playoff being 12 teams and the entire format, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm going to be posting college football videos every day during the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you're a college football fan, this is definitely the place for you. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that confusing YouTube algorithm, and it helps share the video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in my next video.